Bumps and bruises, scratches and scrapes, some of the ingredients that a good life makes. But sorrows become success. And as we aim for the top, we will pause if we must, but we will never stop. Welcome to Simso Sessions. All right, hi there everybody and welcome to Simso Sessions, a safe space to share your stories. Tonight we are checking in with a songbird who lost her voice, disappeared, regaining not only her voice now, but her soul. Former digital rising star, she's from 2006, Nickeisha Barnes, is in our safe space and ready to share tonight. What an honor to have you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
It
starts already.
Not yet. Give it a couple of minutes.
It starts already.
It's good to have you. How are you, Mama?
I am doing good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's good to see you.
Thank you very much. Yeah. It's good to see you. I said to you when we spoke that I feel like you've stepped into a new skin.
That's how it feels. It feels like I've finally become comfortable with my meanness.
With my meanness?
Yeah. All the things I've journeyed through, all the things I was supposed to be ashamed of, all the mistakes, those decisions that weren't necessarily so healthy. I have come full circle to realizing I needed those to be here.
Yeah, because you own them on stage. You talk about your story a lot on stage. You don't give it all away, but you say things like, if you see me cry when I sing this song, it's because I know what it means. Or if you see me sing this love song with a little more gusto, it's because I'm almost at that place and I'm like, hey girl, what's going on with your life?
Yes.
So let's take it back. Let's take it back. We're going to talk about the skin you're in now, but also some of the things you had to weather to step into that, right? To get into your meanness. Middle of 6 siblings.
Yeah.
Growing up in Annette Gardens, you say you always felt you were different.
Yeah.
Different.
Talking to the trees, talking to the breeze, talking to the cloud, having full-blown conversations. So that made me a little bit not in the mix. Mm-hmm. But I felt safe. But I just felt misunderstood.
Very creative from long time.
Very creative from long time.
Singing your way from Annie to Crossroads, I'd have no problem with that.
No problem.
But too much of a tomboy to be with the girls and too sensitive to be with
the boys.
Mm-hmm.
So growing up, older brothers, whole heap of uncles, male cousins, I'm at peace around male energy. And therefore, when you're a girl and you reach that age where the changes are happening, not everybody knows how to balance that. So all along I was allowed to be with the boys. I was allowed to do what the boys were doing. But when that change came in my body and I now looked a little bit more girly, the restraints came. The restraints came from outside because I felt the same. I was the same me. But everybody has started to see the physical and the expectations of how that physical looked came with the roles and the perceptions. You weren't supposed to be so loud. You weren't supposed to be so vocal. How dare you stand up against the boys? You're the girl in the group. No, I was supposed to be a girl.
Yeah.
For me, it's like, what does that look like?
Right.
I've been around you all along. It's still me. Now you're telling me I'm unacceptable. So rejection for me came very early.
Yeah, you said you started hiding yourself.
Yeah.
You're hiding yourself up until recently enough.
Most recent,
But you've been giving yourself a lot of permission to come out now because, chop off the hair.
Chop off the hair.
I mean, the liberation is clear.
Yes.
You gave your mom, out of your own struggles, a lot of hell in your 20s.
When I think of that, I laugh because I also can appreciate her raising boys and then having this girl operating like a boy, even into my 20s, and then having to face those things of a mom in the inner city with a girl child that was getting herself into a lot of trouble with boys around her. And I had to go back and apologize to her and tell her sorry. Because it switched for me when I realized the disappointment in her eyes. And I said to myself, I never want to see that in her eyes again. So those things I was doing, I kept seeing it and I was like, why am I getting that response? And for me, it meant I'm hurting this person that has loved upon me for so long. And that's when my change internally started to come.
It's funny you talk about what you see with your eyes. We're going to look at that a little more later because your dad wasn't really around. But you say you loved him still because you remember how you saw him through your eyes.
Yeah.
And the good things you saw growing up, and those are the things you held on to.
I held on to that because oftentimes in our lives we hold on to the very dark things. And people always ask me, you've been through so much, but you look so happy. I'm holding on to the very good things. Because if you don't, you become consumed by the very bad things.
Correct.
My mom and my dad were superheroes. In the midst of hunger, in the midst of no job, in the midst of fighting for your family, in the midst of my dad going to jail, there was a joy in my family. And I remember that. And I hold on to that because that helps me now to look at him and forgive him. Because then I can see the humanity in him. Therefore, I can apply grace to my dad and say, I see you. I see you now. And it's been an absolute release to be able to say, I release you into your healing, whatever that looks like for you, into your journey, whatever that feels like for you. And I no longer am holding you and myself hostage to things that they're not here anymore.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we have more with Nickeisha on this other side. How she mended fences with her mom. She talked about the apology. So many other things to learn about her and why she feels like she's living on extended time after this. All right, folks, we are back with Nickeisha, who was talking to us about her upbringing just before we went to break. Your mom, you said, would put you guys on the bed and sleep on the floor.
Yeah.
Right? For years.
I don't remember balling on that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember it so vividly, and I think that's why I fight so hard to ensure she has everything she needs, because I saw her do it. I saw her give up so much of herself to ensure we had things. Hunger, she fed us and didn't eat. When jungle is hot, and if you grew up in the inner city, when I use the place hot, you understand. When your safety is your life is like nothing to some people in that community. My mom would wake up in the mornings to go to her job as a janitor at the Victoria Jubilee Hospital, knowing that gunmen may be outside, but you were pitting them for feed. I witnessed that. And for me, anything I do in this life as an adult is to ensure as long as mommy is happy, I'm all right.
Mommy and your siblings, because you spoke to me about what you call is that black tax?
Yeah.
Black tax. We're going to talk about the black tax. But let's talk about, again, continuing on the strength of your mother that you now pull on to live your own life and how you view the world. You watched her plan funerals for two of your younger brothers.
Yeah.
Who you lost before the age of 30.
Yeah. When you grow up in spaces like Arnett Gardens, for most of us, there's the expectation that you won't see beyond 30. And as a girl child, I was very fearful that I wouldn't see 30 because I lost so many members of my family before they got to 30. And I lost the male line, the line that's supposed to protect, the line that's supposed to provide, the line that's supposed to cover you. When I saw my brothers dying and I had to look at my mom, as an adult now, that I'm able to say, how did she do that? How did she hold it together in such a way that the rest of us came out on the other side? Because I would have fallen apart. I've been falling apart and they were my brothers. So can you imagine them being your sons? Miss Patsy's a warrior, but I don't want her to remain in warrior mode. And so for me and my siblings, we have taken on that journey, hence the black tax. It's for us to say how she raised us. We call ourselves the force. How she raised us is a force. So I know that I'm supposed to journey, but I'm taking somebody with me.
That's a black tax.
I'm not going alone. Because if I carry you with me, then you grab another hand and you carry them with you and you grab. So it's a generational curse-breaking venture that my family is on. And I witnessed my mom and my brother do that for me. So it would be so unfair not to reciprocate, because God smells honor. God knows when you're grateful. And if you are sitting in a place where you're asking for more, more is not for you. More is for you to be a blessing. More is for you to have overflow so you can give to others. And I've been praying for more, not for me, not for material things, but more in clarity, more in understanding and appreciation what financial freedom looks like for a family that comes from Arnett Gardens, because I want my generations to experience that.
You thought you were going to die before you hit 30.
Yeah.
And you think that's a lot of the reason why you acted out in your 20s, because you say, me gone by 30, so me just gonna live life.
Me not gonna make it.
Yeah.
Rich quick,
Yeah.
get the things them done, set up foundations so my family them can get it, because I don't see myself beyond 30.
Yes. And a lot of what you lived out in your own experiences have to do with what you saw. So you saw your grandmother, you saw your mother put up with certain things in relationships for a long time, and that was perpetuated in your own.
Yeah.
And so you decided that you didn't want your son
Yeah.
to grow without the father you never had.
Yeah.
And that led you to stay in an abusive relationship for a
long time, Simone. And it came through therapy, me being able to talk to someone to say, help me understand why I stayed. Because if I cannot understand that, I cannot fix what I don't appreciate.
So important, because a lot of the times we judge women who stay.
We judge them. So
I can't believe.
I was one of them that was
Because
judged.
a lot of them are watching music and they can't move and they feel bad and people are judging them. So let's talk through this. It was only when you were able to understand why you stayed that you could go.
That I could go. And I understood that I stayed because I had issues, even from childhood, that I was still dealing with. The abandonment from my father. Losing my brothers, because that's also me feeling abandoned. Tragically. And saying to myself, being so angry with them for not staying. And trust me, I was angry. And the anger came out in me acting out, in me becoming very quiet, because I couldn't put words to what I was experiencing. And inside I was in turmoil, and outside of me was also in change. I was going through rising stars, I was earning, but I was so unsettled.
Yes.
I was unsettled.
No peace.
No peace. And I found it so hard to find support, because those who would have supported me were passing. Who do I hold on to while all that turmoil is happening on? Who do I trust with that? Who do I trust with all of this chaos on the inside? Who do I ask for to help me to navigate that? And I think when all of that was happening, that's when the walls came up. So people saw a big smile, excited for life, but inside I was dealing with so much that I couldn't place and couldn't find spaces for people to walk through with me. Because women were mean when that journey came up. Women, brutally mean. In my workspace, it was something that was very darkly expressed, because I realized that people like that smudge, that little dark spot, they focus on it and they amplify that dark spot. And when they started to amplify it, I became even more afraid. And the shame of being in that relationship, still dealing with the loss of my brothers, still dealing with the loss of uncles and aunts, because in my family we were experiencing all that tragedy while I was in that relationship. It wasn't outside of it, while I was journeying.
And so in the absence of having anyone to speak to, and this is pre-therapy, for years, you would go to your brother's graves.
And a lot of people don't know that.
Monthly
visits I'd be at Dovecot. Because I've been looking at 5 graves of the men who loved me. And I don't think people realize how trauma sits with you in your blood, in your skin. I used to wake up with scratches on my body Because I was fighting in my sleep. Nobody now fight me, and me I fight myself in my sleep. For many, COVID was this big thing that stopped a lot. For me, it stopped that.
Hold it. Soon come back. Welcome back, everybody. Nickeisha, your mom now knows.
Yeah.
She didn't know before you.
She never know before. Only my sister did know.
Yeah. But you're heading out to the graves at Dovecot, and you're speaking to these 5 men, your uncles, your brothers, because you say they're the only ones who could give you no judgment.
No
You could just go
judgment.
there and be free and tell them anything.
Tell them anything. Cry if I need to. Thump the sky. Lay down for hours at Dovecot. Because I felt safe with them. I used to actually go there and beg them to come back. We need you. And when they didn't, that no became another challenge for me. Like, I have no one. My older brother was there, little sister there, my mom is there. But when you lose your best friends over and over again, you start to feel like there's no one.
Yeah.
Even though people are around you.
Yeah.
So in Crows, Rising Stars, everything, my journey was so lonely. I was heavy because my life was heavy. And when you deal with trauma in that way, I didn't even feel safe in the spaces I was working, because that became something for me to be ashamed of, that my family was going through trauma.
2015,
Yeah.
you are carrying all of this, and your life is heavy because if we're carrying baggage alone, Nick, it's heavy.
It's heavy.
And if you don't have somebody to help you carry the baggage, it's heavier.
It's heavier.
So 2015, you lose
My son's father.
your son's father. And you weren't together at the time, but it don't matter none.
Don't
That's
matter
your
none.
son's father.
That's my son's dad.
And at that point, no, you are like, I'm done.
I kept finding myself not connecting to people, not connecting to music, not connecting at all. So I just shut down.
So your son lost his father.
Yeah.
And you say, essentially, he was losing his mother too.
He was losing
Because
mommy.
you were a functioning corpse at that point.
It became so mundane. I was just moving. I was not present. I was so not present.
So you made a conscious decision
Yeah.
at that inflection point, when you say you felt like you were drowning, you wanted to kill yourself. You had suicidal ideation.
Yeah.
And the only thing that saved you was the thought of your son.
My son. Like the thought came that said, if you die, who is going to love this child unconditionally? I know I have my mom, because I always say I'm not a single mom, I'm a supported mom. I know I have my little sister because she's my rock. I know I have my older brother. I know my family is going to turn up. But there was that missing piece. Like, so he lost his dad, he's losing his mom. And he's losing me. Why? Why is he losing me? Because I'm afraid to ask for help? I said, no. I'm staying because of you. And when I stay because of you, I'm also going to stay because of me. Because I deserve to be happy. I deserve that freedom and peace of mind that God has for everyone.
And that meant that you had to step away.
I had to step away.
From the limelight, from the spotlight.
And it was horrible because people say all sorts of things. Maybe go a crowd. Lord, me no hear nothing from you. Lord, she mash up and pop down. Now I was investing in therapy.
You were saving your
I was
life.
saving my life. I was saving my soul. I was saving my soul. Because my soul was dying.
Your soul was dying. When you went to therapy, your therapist said, a part of your problem is that you've made space for the dead.
Don't make me bust out. When he said that, me hate him immediately. Because how you ever tell me if I let go of my brother them? How you for tell me if I let go of my uncle them, but them love me? But he was right. We water dead things in the hope that they will come back. And I had to learn that they're not here. And it was the death was painful, the funeral was painful, but 5 years, 10 years down the line for somebody to say to you, release yourself, you are not dead. It showed me, like I'm still here. Then why am I moving around like a corpse? Why have I held on to and chained up myself in the past? That's why I'm not moving forward. That's why I'm not. You get what you accept. So if internally that's what I'm seated in, it's going to connect to those people. And that's why I kept meeting those people. And that's why I kept getting hurt. Because I was holding on to a hurtful space in my life. And I didn't allow myself the grace to say, it's done. You're no longer there.
Or the space for anything else to grow?
No space for anything else to grow. Because I'm in this big wilderness with dead people.
Big wilderness with dead people.
Looking for love from the dead.
Wow. I'm filled with goosebumps this evening talking to this lady. So therapy taught you that you had been punishing yourself.
Yeah.
For what?
For not saving my brothers. My first brother that passed away actually came to the house to call me to go with him. And for years I've held on to that guilt, saying, if I went, he would have taken a cab, he wouldn't have been walking in the nights. Same thing with my other brothers. If I had responded, if I had been there, and I also carried that for my father, like if you were here, they wouldn't have died. And so for years I'm punishing him and I'm punishing myself. Because how dare we not show up for them? We did nothing. And I was like, you need to come off your Jesus complex and stop going like, yeah, God. There's nothing in you that could have stopped what God had ordained. Whenever it comes, don't hold it. Wash your face. Wash it off you. And therapy helped me walk that through. Understanding and appreciating that the past is what it is. It's actually the past. There's no way to fix it. But what are the lessons you have learned so that you don't repeat them? And if you've gotten the lesson, you can move forward.
There's something very stark you said to me. You said it was described as you bleeding from old wounds.
In new places.
In new places. So you just carry the blood with you?
You're carrying it with you. I kept getting new opportunities, but carrying all of the wounds with me and not allowing them to heal. So everything became tainted with the blood from the old wounds in those very new and fresh opportunities. So I had to take myself away.
When did you feel the shift starting to happen?
I felt it when I was no longer becoming angry with people over things that would trigger me.
Yes.
I felt it when I could hear people say things about me, like being bathroom stalls, whether at work or other places, and hear people saying really mean things about me and not feeling the urge to come out and fight. Actually in the stall and go, oh, that you think? Well, I not explain none. That's what you think?
That's a win, girl.
Keep
Big
it.
win.
And coming out of the stall and washing my face. Because what God has for me is not in your conversation. And therefore I won't pause to entertain it. That's when I started to feel my soul healing.
And also your lack of control, because you said up to that point, like your sister and your sons, you weren't listening to them. You're trying to control them.
Yeah.
And then you started to think of how they see you through same thing, through their eyes.
Through their eyes.
Right?
How am I being seen through the eyes of those who I love and who love me? So my son would try to carve out time for me when we were driving. That's his time when he was going to school. And I was like, no, but that can't be the case. I've become consumed with other things, so I'm not even spending time here. And you are the priority, not that thing over there. I need to make that shift. Because if I don't, then you're seeing me through the eyes that I'm not present. And that's not true. I refuse that for our relationship. And so I started to show up for my son. Because when you look, by the time he's 21, he's 21 now. What am I going to try and make up for time? I know. So
It's
I need
what's ahead.
It's what's ahead. I need to be
Today.
present so that when he's at 21, we have memories, because those were the memories I've held on to with my brothers, with my uncle, with my aunts that passed. Those are the memories that I kept holding and reaching for. Those things that go, that's a good one, pour into me.
Your openness to love again is also an indicator that you're on the road to healing. Yes?
Because I've been afraid.
Because you've been afraid.
Love is scary.
Girl.
love is scary because you're all in. And I had to learn that I love big. And because I love big, I have to be mindful who I share that gift with. And I have to become super discerning of who I partner with in my love. Because it's not the love that's painful, it's you giving it to somebody who is unable to appreciate it. And I had to learn the person wasn't bad. They were not in a space to reciprocate.
What they didn't ask for.
What they didn't ask for. I had to learn that. Friendships, I have to learn that. So the people that never ask if in a friendship are you enough. So those types of things, I had to learn that about love. That love is about discernment and recognizing what you do and manage it because it's showing up.
Yeah. Gosh. We're back with more with Nickeisha after this. Soon come. Back with you and back with Nickeisha. When I saw you at the event at Stella the other day, you sang one of the love songs you had written, that you had actually written when you were engaged,
Yes.
right? That didn't really work out to that.
Thank God. Thank God.
You were dodging bullets?
Dodge a bullet, thank God.
But you also say that you sing the song with gusto still because, you know, you're on the road again.
Yeah.
And you don't know, I asked you, have you found love again? You said, I don't know, same, but the journey nice.
The journey nice. I don't know, but the journey nice. And I think that's why it feels so freeing.
Yeah.
That it's not bogged in with expectations. I'm allowing myself the grace to enjoy the journey.
Which is something you hadn't done before.
I hadn't done
'Cause you
that
didn't
before.
know how to.
Because I didn't know how to. I'm not gonna dead if you're not reciprocate.
Yes.
I'm not gonna fall apart if you're not reciprocate because I'm already in love with me. And I'm sharing me with you. And if it doesn't end up in us being long term, I'm also fine with that because I still have me. I'm not giving me away. It's a partnership.
Correct.
And because I've learned that, I'm at ease in the journey.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel heavy, it doesn't feel confusing because I'm actually clear that I love all that I have been contributing. And if we don't end up at X point, that's fine. All it means is I wasn't supposed to end up at X point with you. Acceptance.
And so now you say, and we spoke about, I told you Tammy Chain when she was on this show,
Yeah.
we talked about a stage of returning,
Yeah.
right? Growing up, it's just a chore. It's a blessing. But adulthood is like, some days you're like, I don't want to adult.
Yeah,
right?
man. Me don't want that life here right now.
Yeah, you
Press
forget the
pause.
things that made you happy, that were simple, that you thought were simple.
Yeah.
And Tammy said she was in a state of returning.
Yeah.
And I feel like you're in a state of
Returning to that little girl on the veranda that saw life so big. And you should just bust out a laugh from our toe pint. That's where I'm returning to. Because she deserves it. And she has held me down for so long. She never left. I hid her away, and I tried to make different versions of her to fit into spaces. But reconnecting to her, the bald head, facing my own face. So we're face to face, and being able to say, I like what I see. Talk what you want to talk, I don't care. I like this. I'm enjoying this. And refusing to accept any other compliment or any other issue from the body. If you're in a clap, no problem. If you clap, same so. I'm no longer there where I need you to grace me.
not looking for the external validation
Not
that you
looking
were
for the-
working for.
Working
before.
so hard for. Even in the space of work, in my personal life, constantly trying to get you to see me.
You were running away breathlessly from showing up as your true self on
Running
stage for
away
years.
for years because I was afraid of if I show you me, I'm going to get rejected because me don't look like what you have in your mind. That nicely crafted out thing where you think up of how artists will look and I know so it stay. I might kick out my shoes and start ball on the
Girl.
stage. I might, if you have an eyelash, I might pluck them off. It not gonna look like what you think it's gonna look. And so for years I was fighting
Yeah.
with how do you want me to show up? And it took my sister. I mean, I say it, I feel like I got ball. My younger sister to say to me, you are You are enough. I remember doing jazz and blues one year on the small stage. And from my sister has been 14, she has been my personal assistant. Because I didn't trust anybody. And she has mushroomed into my road manager, my stylist right now. But at 17 years old, 17, 18, performing at Jazz and Blues, and I saw her in the audience crying. I may think of something wrong with her. So when they call me, I said, what is wrong with her? She said, you're amazing. My sister don't bath for nothing. Am I worried at that? Yeah, man, click, click, she come in. Me not even ever say how much people want to fight. She's ready. We're ready? What time? She's showing up.
Ride or die.
She's there. So to see her see me with those eyes, I don't want to lose that.
But also,
Yeah.
the eyes your son is now seeing you with.
Eyes, my son is
Because
not seeing
your
me with.
son says, Mommy, you are happy.
You are happy. The first time he said that, I go bathroom, go back. I'm an idiot, you know. He's like, him just look over and him go, but you're happy. And I felt it. And I held on to it and I was like, God, thank you. Because this is what I've been craving. For me to be happy. When he saw it, I was like, God, you are moving. I'm actually happy. I feel it in my soul. So when he said to me, you're happy, I claimed it.
Part of your village.
Yeah.
There are others. Here they are.
Nikki, I've watched you grown from being a student at UA to being a mother, to being a star on Digital Rising Star, to being an artist, to being a professional. And I just want to say congratulations in all your endeavors, all your achievements. You're one of the best, amazing singers I know. I love working with you. I love talking to you as a friend. You've given me great advice throughout the years, and you're just an amazing person overall.
I would not pass up the chance to say how much I appreciate you. I've known you for a number of years. During that time, we have both grown and learned a lot of stuff. We've experienced a lot of stuff individually, and we have shared and kept the friendship throughout. I think you're a very strong person, you know, strong-willed sometimes, and even though we don't say eye to eye on everything, you know, that's what friends are all about. And, you know, I just want to wish you God's guidance for you and your family. Always love one only love.
I am truly proud of the woman that you've become. You've gone through so much. The world don't even know the half. And what I love about you is you do not let it show. It doesn't stop your progress. You're a fighter and you're a true example to your son. Jah means the world to you, and you have been with him from the inset up to now, and you continue to push, you continue to mold, you continue to guide him, and I know he's one of your greatest treasures. So I truly, truly admire who you are and who you will become in the future, because I know this is not it. There's more to Nickeisha Barnes, and I'm really, 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 really proud of you.
You know this already, but I'd like to tell the world just how truly amazing you are. And you make it so easy to love you. Your spirit, your energy, your light, your faith in God are some of the things I cherish the most about you. Your commitment to family and the ones you love is unwavering. We have spent so much time together in music, professionally, personally, spiritually, and one thing that has remained constant is how you have proven to be so devoted to each task assigned to you. We know the road has not been easy for you. You've weathered so many storms, and I'm thankful to see how God has delivered you from those situations. I admire how you are able to get up when you fall and rise above the adversities you face. You've demonstrated what it means to be beaten down but not defeated, to be hated on and yet loved so dearly. As I celebrate you, my incredible sister friend, continue to be that overcomer that I know you to be, fighting the good fight. With God as your constant guide and protector, I'm confident that your paths will be greater than anything your mind could ever conceive. May you always remember how much of a rainbow you are in my life, and I'm elated to be on this journey called life with you. And if I were to do this life over again, I'd still choose you. I love you, Nickeisha, forever and a day, my friend.
What can I say? Nothing but a ray of sunshine for the family, your positivity, your faith in God, everything. Nobody deserves this more than you. You know, I wish I was there with you right now. I wish I could celebrate and everything, but soon, in due time, nobody else deserves this but you, Aunt. Love you, and congrats.
Auntie, thanks for being the inspiration that you are. You're not just inspiration to us, but I can definitely say you're inspiration to everyone. The entire world, I should say. Definitely. What I remember about you, to be honest, is that you've always been a conqueror. You've never let anything negative got the best of you. You've always made sure that you shine, whether it's a dark spot, you always came out shining out of that situation. So definitely congrats, and continue being the great person that you are. Continue doing great things.
I love you with every fiber, every tissue, every ligament of my being. I thank God for your authenticity. And there's one thing I admire immensely about you is your tenacity to speak your truth in love. And I'm about to start back, I'm about to crying. It's to speak your truth in love. I sometimes when we are mad, I'm so this shut about when I listen back to what you're saying and when you coach me, I've seen that true shut and just accept it. I want to encourage you to continue to be authentic, continue to be formidable. Nobody can walk over you. Continue to be resilient, continue to be stick-to-itive, continue to be the wonderful person that you are. And the Lord continues to bless you and keep you and make his face shine upon you. And big hug, yeah, and a big kiss.
Girl, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for allowing me to color outside the box. Thank you for your support. Thank you for believing in me. I am so proud of all your achievements, and watching you while growing up was one of the best experiences that I have ever had. People often say, how is so close? Guess what, guys? We had no choice but to be. You are loved, you are celebrated, and I just want to say, big up, bless up, my top singer. Love you, sissy. Mwah!
I want to thank you for allowing me to be a son, to grow up in a way that, you know, able to express myself, whether it be creatively or regularly. Thank you for carrying me on the journey throughout life for 22 years. And thank you for allowing me to make mistakes and growing with you. As you've said multiple times that I've taught you stuff, but you've taught me way more stuff. In the sense of me being able to express who I am without confining to societal norms, with tattoos and dreadlocks and all the other stuff. Thank you for being a mother. Thank you for being my mother. And thank you for bringing me on this journey with you of growth. And moms, I love you.
Denisha, I love you, love you, love you, love you. My love for you will never die. Keep on being that person you are, that family oriented, that person that always love. You always have a smile on your face. No care how you have problem, nobody can know. Because that smile, let it look like everything is perfect and everything is okay. And time deep down, you have a problem and nobody knows, because you always have that radiant smile. Keep that smile. That smile is God's smile. No one can take away your smile. No one can take away your joy. God bring you in this world for a purpose. Keep on shining, my daughter. All your dreams and all your accomplishments may go true, and it will go true in the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth.
My son does not do videos.
Oh, yes, he does. Apparently, he's done even one in his lifetime.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's my tribe. That's my people.
So everything now you do in this life is for them.
Yeah.
Black Tax and more.
Black Tax and more.
Rising Stars allowed you a platform to take your mom
to shift her, yeah. to shift her. And I'm forever grateful to Digicel and Television Jamaica for that program. It was transformative. It allowed me the grace to do things in my family that I otherwise could not have done. And because of that, I'm able to look at my family and say, we can do it. It's possible.
You made Mommy leave her janitor work.
Yeah,
more
man.
janitor work. You don't have to work again, Mom.
You don't have to work again. Nobody not have to talk down to you. Nobody not have to make you feel small. You're allowed peace. You're allowed your own home. You're allowed your space. You have done enough. It's time for us to show up for you. Yeah.
Yeah. Showing up for yourself and everybody else, girl. You be showing up. You're not tired? Oh my gosh. More Simso. We're leading the show after the break. Soon come. Thanks for staying with us, everybody. We're closing the show with Nickeisha. What has been your key takeaway as you look back on the last and roughest years of your life, coming out and sitting here today with a kind of power and authority over your life? Like, what does that tell you about yourself?
I don't like the term, but I see that I'm a warrior. Sometimes I don't like fighting.
Yeah, it's tiring.
It's tiring. But in order to get to where I need to go, I must. Crawling if I have to, but I must. And if I need to break and take a rest, to do so, but no, so it's not a full stop, it's a comma because I have more to go.
Mm-hmm.
Understanding and being able to appreciate that being patient with myself doesn't mean I'm not moving forward.
Right.
And
Pause if you can.
Pause if you can.
Don't stop.
Don't stop.
Give yourself grace.
Give yourself grace. I've learned that. Now I can say, oh, that happened. I showed up in that moment as best as I could.
Here's what I'm learning from it.
Here's what I'm learning
learn
from
something
it.
from
Yeah,
it
man.
and then take it
and
with
I've
you.
learned this, and so I know can move forward.
Right. So Nick, for the folks who are watching tonight who have a hard time doing the work, because the work is ugly.
It's not cute.
The work is ugly.
And it might mean you can't do everywhere all the time. It might mean you have some Sunday and some Saturday by yourself, where your friend might invite you, but you can't go because you have some work to do.
Afraid to do the work, afraid to forgive themselves, holding themselves hostage for past mistakes, feeling like they're stuck and they can't move, living amongst the dead.
Yeah.
Dead amongst the dead. The living.
The living amongst the dead.
What do you say to those folks tonight?
Honor the fact that you're here. Honor the fact that God has graced you with another opportunity to do you. And however you looks like in a moment, know that that's who you are in that moment. But you don't have to remain that way. Honor the fact that you have gotten, I call myself the second chance kid. Always getting a call back because God knows there's a demand on me. So even when I fail, even when I falter, and yes, even the decisions I made that caused me harm, because sometimes we put ourselves in a problem.
Absolutely.
I can say to myself, I forgive you. That was not the best decision for us. But now I've learned that that wasn't the best decision. What am I taking from it? Because I'm going to keep moving forward. Mm-hmm. I think that's what has held and kept me all along. That you're here for something. And whatever that is, show up.
You know, you say, in a recent discussion with somebody who asked you how you are, they say you seem at peace, and you said, no, I'm beyond peace.
Yeah.
How do you get beyond peace? I want to go there.
So, beyond peace is change. So many changes are happening in my life now. Whether or not this thing manifests or this one manifests, I'm literally in the middle going, well, God, do your thing, because I'm done doing me if you do. That's where beyond peace looks like. Surrender. That's the word. In a space where my hands are thrown up and I'm like, I've done my part. I won't fight anybody over anything, God. So you go ahead, send my angels to do what needs to be done. I'm right here.
Mm-hmm. I said, thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
Use me as you need me.
Use me as you need me.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done. I won't challenge anybody for anything. I won't do anything that you tell me not to do. Your will be done.
Well, I'm grateful to him for having a part of his will be the fact that you came here tonight.
And I'm grateful for that too. And I was very afraid.
That's okay though.
I was very afraid because, again, that other part of your mind clicks in that says, how will people honor your journey and honor your story? And then the other part says, come here, girl. We passed this already. We're not stay here, so come now. Move forward. You have been given this opportunity because God knows somebody needs to hear that you come out on the other side. And tears may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning.
You hear the preacher now? You hear the preacher? When this show airs, you will see. Because your phone is going to blow up. You are blessing so many people tonight. I am blessed by your story. Your life is a testimony. I'm glad you're still here. And I'm glad you're on the other side. I know it won't always be easy, but boy, that other side is a great place to be.
It's a great, great place to be.
It takes work.
And you have to be determined to do the work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nickeisha.
Thank you for
What a
having me.
blessing. Okay, affirmation time, everybody. Let's lead our show. Sometimes life knocks the wind out of our sails. It steals our heart song. It robs us of our joy, and it takes away our light. But once we stay faithful and commit never to fold, life's events cannot take our soul. It may feel like we're losing, and it may be long, but please know this, your soul and your spirit are strong. So take a rest, but continue to fight to preserve your heart song with all your might. Because it may be long, guys, but it's not forever. And when you sing again, it will be more beautiful than ever. Tonight we are affirming, I won't let life's obstacles silence my heart's song. And that is our soul food and our show for this evening. Thank you for watching. We're back next week with another story of the power of the human spirit. Until then, every blessing, everybody. And please remember to count your blessings. Very important. And good night.